Angry wife cheating or no? Okay, so a little background first. I have been with my wife 8 years, married for 2 years. Overall, our relationship has been good. I had a red flag from her when she first moved in. She was supposed to be in court for a ticket, and I found out she was browsing the web looking at an ex's profile. That was in 2006. I dismissed it and we were very happy, until 2008. When I messed up and left her for a month because I thought the grass was greener on the other side of the fence. We worked through that, I thought. Turned out she was resenting me for that for the next 2 years. So, in November of 2010, I was feeling like something was off with her. I tried to talk to her but got nothing out of her. I woke up in the middle of the night with this gut feeling that something wasn't right. I put an application on my phone that is voice activated. I felt ashamed about it the whole day. I went to listen to it and the whole time I am thinking this is dumb. Well, I heard her having a Skype conversation with a male from her past. I was furious and told her to leave. Unfortunately, I let her come back the next day and we talked about it. I figured we have both messed up. Things were great after that and we decided to get married in 2011. I have had a hard time letting go of that Skype thing, but I haven't been in a hole about it. I have brought it up a few times. Yes, I know I should have left that at the door before marriage. I have insecurities and trust issues which I am getting professional help for. Anyway, the last 2 years have been going well. We have been getting our money in better shape. We seem strong. She started a third shift job as a dispatcher a year ago, and we promised to make sure we spend time together. Well, this November I started noticing less time together. Then December, more sleep, more Facebook. Cell phone out of my reach. All kinds of things, the sex is non-existent. I asked her if everything was okay, and she kept saying yes. Every day for a month I was feeling that same feeling I had in 2010 when I caught her. Finally, I just got sick of her not talking, and I flipped out and said a bunch of junk that I really didn't mean. After that we still were getting along. Nice texts, love notes, blah blah blah, but still. A lot of things were weird, constant Facebook messaging, sleeping 10 to 12 hours. Losing weight. New clothes, makeup like crazy. And perfume to the moon. Her nothing wrongs quickly changed to things she doesn't like about me. Stuff I did years ago. Things she has never told me about. And within days it went to she doesn't have the answers. Finally, about a week ago, I had enough. I didn't yell or say crappy things. I just told her she needs to tell me what is wrong. She finally says, I don't know where we are going. I have so much anger with you right now. And starts telling all the things she is mad about. Everything was fine in October, and part of Nov, and suddenly all of these changes. I told her that if she is feeling this way, and obviously can't talk to me, then she needs to leave for a while. She sometimes makes it sound like we are working things, and other times it sounds like the end. But now for the last few days, she acts like we aren't together. Our minimal texts about the kids feel like a business transaction, and there is no end to this in sight. I am giving her space but feel like I am waiting for nothing, like her mind is made up. Still wears her wedding ring. The kids tell me she isn't eating or sleeping. I don't know what to think. Is she just really this mad, or is there someone else? I have more details, but there is so much to write. This is a starting point, I guess. Unfortunately, since I have told her to leave, and think, because she won't talk to me, she does not want to do marriage counseling. She hasn't talked to me in 5 days. Any transactions with the kids are like a business transaction. Texts are loveless. I became a stranger in her life since she left our home. She tells the kids that she is going to do her own counseling, but still has not attempted it. She gets mad at the kids when they talk about me, or tell her they wish they would try harder like I am. She is a completely different person than the woman I married. Like she has turned off all emotion. Things have been weird for a couple months, but she is out of this marriage since leaving home. Also, I have dealt with a lot of depression myself. I have since started therapy for it. Even when I was in my lowest lows, I always confided in my wife and she was always there to support. Never did I think about taking my problems to another woman. If this is how she deals with her depression, should I even continue with a marriage like this? I know I need to ask myself this question. I am very true to my marriage, and believe it is one of the most important commitments in life, but infidelity is a deal breaker for me, and I am not even sure I can work things out if she is only confiding her problems with another man. Marriage is treated so heartless and godless these days. It just sucks. I believe it is too late now. She has turned leaving the house for 5 days to think into. We are separated, getting her own place and paying rent, and own bank account. She tells me she has been unhappy for a while, and our last fight drove her over the edge. Says she will help with the bills and is going to do her own counseling. I asked her if we are headed for divorce, and she won't answer that question. I would think that a woman who told me 100 times last week that she loves me and wants things to be better would at least try couples counseling, but nope, shot that down. I can already see that her mind is made up. I'm not sure if she is cheating at this point, but to me it appears she is trying to wean herself off of our marriage and is likely talking to someone. Hence the constant FB messages on her phone. Our data plan for our phones has tripled in the last 2 months. She knows not to use computers, and no texting or calling. She has played a game similar to this before we were married. I think I have my answers. I have grieved for a month before she left, because my gut told me what was already to come. I will hurt more in the future, undoubtedly. It's too bad our children will have to deal with this. Her kids are 12 and 14, mine is 9. But I have been with them so long. They are all mine to me. I will keep my eyes open for now in case she wants to come crawling back. If she is seeing someone, there will be no coming back. I talked to her tonight and she sounds like she is being truthful about not having something on the side, but who says yes? I am messing around. No one. Right now, I need to get my finances in order while she is still paying part of it. I know it won't last long. Keep going to therapy and focus on me. A person can drive themselves nuts trying to figure everything out, and honestly, figuring it out usually brings more pain and doesn't fix anything. At this point, I am positioning my mind on me, my children, my health. Moving on, preparing for divorce. And if I never discover anything fishy, and she wants to try things again, I will cross that bridge when we get there. Just nuts, yesterday having Christmas with the kids, today living in separate homes. If she is seeing someone, then good luck. A person who cheats and a person who pursues married women are losers and have no values. She will just be following in her mother's footsteps, and before she knows it, she'll be married 4 times and stuck with an alcoholic husband wishing she didn't make such crappy decisions. For now, I have to keep working on me. I have many things that fixing with me as well. I have a great therapist. Maybe I'll just find out she isn't good enough for me anyway. I am no angel, not even close, but hardly bad enough that my wife couldn't at least put an effort in. I hope she does go to counseling. She'll find out really quick what her problems are. I dealt with this with my son's mother, who was my fiancée at the time before this relationship and marriage. I need space, blah, blah, blah. You give them space and they suddenly begin to trash you. And everything is your fault. I am going to keep my eyes open, but I am not going to obsess about it because I'll just go nuts. I know there are wives that leave because of honest unhappiness, but the unhappiness is usually noticeable for a long time, and after all steps to repairing a marriage have been taken, there was seemingly overnight, at most a few weeks. When she did this to me before in 2010, she provoked a fight and blamed everything on the fight. I found out later that she had actually called the guy she was planning an affair with a week before the fight. And like I said, I noticed a lot of red flags prior to this fight with her. I am the type of person who gets away, jumps in the truck, heads downstairs, etc. to cool off. If I am followed and provoked, I tend to yell things that I don't really mean. I am not emotionally ready to see the truth, even though my gut already tells me the truth. Either way, I am finished with this marriage. I can't allow this woman to hurt me like this again, and someday when I am fixed, I will know what a good woman looks like, talks like, acts like. And someone who respects me. I can't dig too deep because she is a dispatcher and is likely having an affair with a cop. I'll end up getting in trouble and looking like the bad guy. I also talked to her last night about thinking what a divorce will do to children. I reminded her what divorce did to me as a child and how her mother's constant divorces affected her life. Suddenly she is fine with her mother and her mother's choices. Complete denial. She keeps telling me the kids will be fine either way. I am putting all my time into their feelings and safety. She can tell herself this all she wants, but deep down she knows this isn't true. Furthermore, I won't have to dig too deep to find out if there is an OM, because kids aren't stupid, especially a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old. The 14-year-old has a mind like an adult, very intelligent and very in tune with his mother's feelings. He is a mom's boy and he is very observant, and I am the only dad he has ever had, so he is not handling this well already. I have a great support system offline, and I will definitely be utilizing this site as well to cope with all of this. I don't know. All I know right now is that just before Thanksgiving things started slowly getting weird, but I didn't feel it in my gut until December. After Christmas, things really took a dive, and by Sunday, January 12th, suddenly I am the most terrible person she knows. She didn't hesitate to find a place to live once I said you should leave for a couple days until you are ready to talk, and it turned into whatever this is. Separated but no talk of divorce or couples counseling. I am just supposed to be in limbo until she figures out the plans for her new life. I did try investigating when she was living here, but she has gotten good at hiding stuff. She doesn't miss a beat. All the answers on her Facebook on her cell phone. But I had a better chance of stealing the Declaration of Independence than that phone. The phone was glued to her. I wouldn't be surprised if she showered with it. I know she is cheating. Nobody does all this crap without having some kind of duck buddy on the side to help them suppress all of these good memories, responsibilities, and loving feelings. I just can't believe this is the person I married and loved for 8 years. Never thought she was this type of person. I am not a reconciliation type of person, and I do not plan to start. I hurt for our children more than anything. It is just sick what kind of damage a person causes just to get another man's D in them. Is it pretty common for people like this to come crawling back? I just want to be prepared for the lies. I am not sure where to go at this point. I assume go file for divorce first. Should I try to get solid proof before filing? Infidelity doesn't mean crap when it comes to divorce decisions in my state. Comments. Filing for divorce. At the very least will show her you will not tolerate her disrespect regardless if you have proof of cheating. I think having her served makes a statement that you are confident in letting her be her own person while you find someone that actually want to be with you and make you happy. And right now, your kids deserve to have a happy father. The way I see it, the kids deserve a happy parent living apart rather than unhappy parent living together. So, wish your wife the best, and with a fake smile on your face just let her go. See, chicks like confident guys, and often they want what they can't have, so letting her go just might save this marriage. With confidence and self-respect, your old lady just might find you attractive enough to start second-guessing her choices. And that's the thing, getting her to think twice in what she is about to lose, rather than having her think you ain't going anywhere. For your own emotional health, just let her go. It just might save this family. Let's face it, she has already gotten a taste of the other side. Now it's just a matter of time before she figures out that a relationship created out of deceit and lies is not a real relationship. Again, just let her go, and the taste she has now for this new freedom will start to go sour. It always does. That's why they call it the fog. Once it clears, the wayward has nothing left but regret. One more thing. Start raising your attraction level. Go out and meet people. That kind of crap drives wayward crazy. Once they see they no longer have control over you, then it's no more fun for them. Sure, getting proof is great, and having the card to expose it. But even without proof, you still have the card that we call self-respect, and letting her go cause she is no longer a spouse, a partner, a best friend, and a lover. Even without proof of cheating, she has in fact left the marriage with her emotional distance and secret behavior. You can tell her with a smile on your face that you deserve better and know there is someone out there that is more than happy to be a spouse to you. Someone that is open and wants to be with you. File. Show her you can let her go. Show her you can be a good father without her. It just might save this thing. If not, then you are just that further ahead and moving on. OP responds. The pressure is paralyzing. The empty promises, broken dreams, scarred children, and financial setback is very overwhelming. I woke up this morning and told myself, this is not my fault, something better for me is on the horizon. I have weak moments, but I have begun the process of building my confidence, and I refuse to be a doormat for her crap anymore. She called on the phone tonight to discuss when to bring the kids over. I was very confident and to the point. She kind of lingered on the phone for a while, like she was expecting me to crumble. I did not fall victim to this manipulation today. It was hard, but I felt good after the call. I have to stop ignoring the facts that are already in front of me. I need to gain control of me. I can't allow this person to have all this power over my life. I am going to go to the courthouse very soon and get this ball rolling. I started exercising 2 weeks before she left because my gut knew it was coming. I eat when I am hungry because I am not hungry when I am supposed to eat, if that makes sense. She dropped the kids off tonight and of course came in and lingered around for what seemed like an eternity. I stood tall, confident, and showed no weakness. I see her wedding ring has finally come off, so her and her other man must have moved to the next level. Papers will definitely be in order very soon. Not putting up with it anymore. Hope the other man is there to pick her up off of her face when she lands in that dark place after realizing what she has done. Because I won't be. Update. This crap is so confusing. Never thought I would be sitting here. I am trying to go dark and now she calls me like once per day to ask me some dumb question. I put on my kind and confident voice and get off the phone as quick as possible. She is paying for a place to live now, bought a bed, set up the water bill, cable, etc. I mean all in like 9 days of her leaving here. She keeps saying stop telling people that I am cheating. I just say I really don't care what you are doing. I am moving on. I told her I tell people exactly how this whole thing came down and they can form their own opinions. She comes to the house when I am at work and grabs little thing from it. Fine, it's her stuff. She has abandoned all financial obligations in this home. And I have journals where I keep my thoughts, and I noticed today that she has been reading them. I did text her today and told her that I am respecting her decision to leave. She needs to respect my decision to have privacy in my home since she does not live here anymore. When she does talk to me, and her actions, she seems done, over just like that. But why does she call me every day now? Why does she snoop through my stuff? Why does she continue to keep driving me down financially, and treat me like I am the problem? Why does she have to keep reassuring me that she isn't cheating, when I am not even asking her? Without her income, a PI is pretty much out of the question. I have to find other ways to figure it out. I have so many confusing questions for myself. I love her, or at least who she was. I want her in my life, but I also want to move on if we are done. I am not sure I can reconcile if that day comes and have solid proof of an affair. I can't reconcile without wondering about an affair if I never discover one. I could serve papers, but that might make her think I don't give a crap, and push her further into other man's arms. Am I overthinking this? Honestly, the more I talk about this, the uglier and more unidentifiable the woman become. Still hard to choke down, yes. Getting easier to let go of her, yes. The cell phones are in her name. I went and set up my own plan and had my phone recycled. I changed all of my passwords to everything on internet. Changing my bank account tomorrow. Going to work some weekends and probably talk to my lawyer soon. And yes, she does make more money than I do. Going to change the locks this weekend. She has been trying to paint a picture of me for a while now. Didn't really see it at first, but it is happening. She keeps saying that I am telling people she is cheating on me. Not sure where the info is coming from. I haven't told anyone that she talks to. I think she was getting into my FB, so I changed the password. Phone has been acting up too, so I dumped that thing. Never know what these cops are doing. I have a 9-year-old son from a previous relationship, so my wife has been in his life all but 1 year. She has a 12-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son. The 12-year-old daughter sees her dad once per week. The 14-year-old son's father abandoned him before I came along, so I am the only person he knows as a father. I see all of these kids through my eyes as my own. Her kids stayed with me a few nights last week, but she said she will have them stay at her place this week so I can have some time to myself. Oh, so glad you are thinking of me. Just what I need is time to myself. But, like she says, everything will be just fine for them. She is getting real pissed that I am not getting pissed about all of this. I am still a bit weak, so I feel that I would cave to her crap. But then I think of the pure hell she has put me through. It is the principle of the matter. I want this wife charming POS located, so he can be exposed to everyone and she can finally shut her mouth about me not trusting. Always needed reassurance. And irritability. Forever I thought it was just me, but I am seeing very clearly now. Thing is, when she's not doing this crap, she is the nicest, giving, caring, loving person in the world. Even my own brother thinks I am crazy. That is how good she is at covering this side of her. Oh yeah, and the latest. I was on her phone contract, so I went and bought a new phone last night. New number, contract, whole 9 yards. I text her today to give her my new number for child reasons. I just wanted to test her. She hasn't been using texts and calls to talk to her other man because I have access to the account. She texts back, so, you have your own plan now, and you are off mine. I said yes. It wasn't 3 minutes she had changed the password to her account. Wow, that's not fishy. Cheaters can be so predictable. Something happened to me on Friday that is explainable, but I can clearly see my future. Not sure what that destination is yet, but I know where the path is. Final update. I am a strong person and have been through a lot in my life, and this is just another chapter in my life that has been written. The last 3 days have been amazing for me, and I really have to say, with all of the pain I have been through, I have found happiness with who I am, peace, and a direction for me. I knew this was all coming before it happened, so had chosen beforehand to not fight it, and set up all the support systems up I can, and truly reinvent who I am for me. I am sure someday I will discover who this duck is that contributed to this misery, but I know one thing for sure. My very soon-to-be ex-wife is the biggest duck of the two of them. Karma is a bee. My karma, on the other hand, is free, and it feels good. I am going to someday give a better me to someone who is better to me. I am going to get some boxes and start packing the rest of her crap in this house. My home isn't a storage unit. I am going to approach her very soon with getting a joint petition and handle this in an adult manner if she is willing. If not, then I will take divorce steps into my own hands. Thanks again, everyone. Learn how to love yourself, and you will attract people who want to love you. Keep pushing on people. Life does continue and does improve, but you must have faith, not only in marriage but in the world of life. Just care about people. It makes you feel good, and you never know when you are going to need someone to help pick you up. Hold that door for the old woman that has her hands full. Help that person whose car is broken down on the side of the road, and most of all, give a crap. Because we are all in this life together. Story 2. My story. I have been with my husband in a relationship for going on 14 years. We recently just tied the knot last October 2012. We planned wedding many times over the years, but money, family, and unexpected passing of my father and my uncle and relatives have all played a part. We have always felt married anyway, so it was more or less just to celebrate officially. We began as friends for a year, and we became best of friends and were both swept into mad love together. We were inseparable. My husband and I have been through many of life's up and down together: job loss, issues with family, finances, stress. We had a great relationship with the normal hiccups. We had occasional arguments like everyone else. For the most part, we were very happy and always loving. Even after arguments, we would cuddle and watch TV. That all soon changed a few months ago. I started noticing my husband spending more time watching sports and becoming distant. He had recently lost his job, and I figured he was depressed and withdrawn. I gave him all my support and encouragement, wiped his tears and cuddled and hugged him, telling him I will help him find a new job and all will be okay. One day my world came crashing down. He was not feeling well and I went to store to get meds. I received a text from him telling me he is overwhelmed and was going to his mom's for weekend. We have always been so close and loving, so never thought twice. His mom's place is crowded with his two brothers, sister-in-law and parents. Not comfortable. I was upset he didn't tell me in person, but I figured he needed his space. I did not question it. After weekend was over, he called and said he needed more time. I was totally confused. I still trusted in him and gave him time. I know my husband does not handle stress well, and he tends to shut down. I thought it was best he took time he needed, and I knew he was at his mom's and was nowhere strange. My mom-in-law and I are extremely close. After another week or so, my husband broke down and told me that he was stressed with his job, bills, family, and felt he wanted to be alone for a bit more. I could not make sense of it and was so confused. I chose to give him his time. His mother would tell me he wasn't going out and was always there, so I assumed it was time he needed, and I tried to be supportive and loving through his crises. Well, my world has been shattered. I found out that when he was laid off in April, he had left Prob 2 weeks later. He was having an affair with his assistant. I am so devastated and beyond in agony. Aside from the everyday issues and job we were loving, I could not understand why this happened. So now I know that the time he needed was not about us, our issues, or his stress. It was about his affair. He can't escape from our home and talk all time with her because of how close we are, I would know. So he used his mom's as a tool. I am shattered. I have a 17-year-old son my husband has raised since before age 3. Blood doesn't make you a father. So our son is in military boot camp now, and so glad for that. My husband still, over this time he's been at his mom's, comes to spend nights out of the week here with me at home, and when he is not, he was calling me on video phone 10 times a day with "I love you" and talking for hours. I am totally blindsided and in a lot of pain. I can't wrap my head around this agony and the betrayal. I knew of the girl and I called her. She confirmed it to me and said she was sorry and would never hurt our family and would back off. As upset and betrayed as I am so in love with my husband I was ready to fight for my marriage. I was not going to let all our years be washed away. Sadly, the girl and my husband continued. I confronted my husband 2 weeks ago that I knew they had not stopped. He shut down and couldn't talk to me. He became very cold and distant after when we did speak, and it was like talking to a stranger. I do not understand his behavior. His warm, loving self was a cold shell. I am perplexed and really blown away by it all. We spoke 2 weeks ago on phone. He still would not face me in person. Guess he's a coward. Told me that he loves me, but fell in love with Mistress. That he can't be with me with having feelings for her. So now our 14 years are now disposable because he found something new. He seems very out of touch and not thinking. He says he feels conflicted, but we can't be together now. I am crushed beyond repair. My husband is such a loving man, and I could never imagine him doing this. He has shifted personalities overnight, and I can't grasp it. Is this new illusion clouding his brain? Sure, the allure of not having anything but fun and sex is exciting because they don't share a real life together. They have zero issues because they are playing La La Land. I am devastated beyond words. My dilemma: he has done the worst thing you can do to anyone, let alone a wife. Despite it all, I know people are not perfect, and sometimes mess up royally. My heart loves him with such a pure love, and I miss him so badly despite all of this. He knows how much pain he's caused me, as I have expressed it when we spoke last. I cried for over an hour without consolation. He has abandoned me and our son for some thrills. He knows I want our marriage, and my heart aches he is doing this. I am here all alone going through this, and am so depressed. I find it hard to believe that a few months on and off is worth ruining a life together and a marriage. Are there any people who have been through similar and worked things out? I love my husband deeply, so alone and hurting. The D word is last thing on my mind, sadly. I know to some it may seem naive, but for now it's too fresh to even think of any of that. I am still coming to grips with what just happened. I am not employed currently, but he is helping me. I am focused right now on finding work and getting my life stable, so whatever outcome happens, I am on my own feet. He calls me every other day, sometimes more than once. When I do not answer, he calls multiple times. I am really confused. I don't know if it's remorse or guilt, or his needing or missing me, or just wanting to talk. I can't make sense of any of it. I have not answered lately, as hearing his voice kills me inside because I miss him so much. I was letting him hear my pain, and I could not help it because it was the first time we discussed what he had done and is doing. I wanted to clear things up to give better picture. We got married only years later due to financial and family deaths. He always wanted to give me the dream wedding, so we waited until we finally were able to, not because of anything we emotionally felt. I am no longer answering his calls. When I didn't answer, he calls over 10 times on all my phone numbers and texts. I know, as hard as it is for me not to answer, that it is the best thing to do. I know that I have to face harsh truths, but this happened 2 weeks ago and my wounds are fresh. I want to be clear-headed and not emotionally ravaged when I make my decision. For now, I'm making moves to pick myself off the floor and work on me and no contact. My first step will be legal separation first, if anything, then follow up at a later time. Like I said, he has changed drastically due to this affair, and behaving even with his family like a stranger. Reckless. My parents both passed separately tragically, and I don't have any family support. My support is very limited, and why I came on here. I have a handful of friends I trust, but they cannot relate and give me bad advice like revenge, etc. My husband and I over the 14 years are extremely close until recently. Even while he was away before I knew of OW, he and I spoke on video 10 times a day and few nights out of week. We have always been close that way. It was only until I discovered the affair that he became cold and pulled away so harshly. I know that the no contact will bother him, and I need to do it for me and not him. I feel that talking to him all the time enabled him to get his fix and ease himself. I will no longer do that. I will take the steps to distance myself now. I pray that he has a wake-up call, but if not, I will be stronger and more detached than now. It has only been 3 days since we last spoke, and it's very difficult for me. I am doing my best and will continue to work on myself and worry less about him. I have already exposed it to his family, and he is feeling the heat and shame as he is at his mother's now with his mom, father to brothers and sister-in-law. They are all upset with him, and he's been getting the cold shoulder by them all. I hate that it's that way, but he made this that way. They are very upset, as they all love me dearly and know how much I love my husband, and how he treated me is unacceptable. His best friend is married to my best friend, and they have also reached out to him and said they were keeping distance from him. His best friend says he loves him, but will not place himself in his company because he doesn't agree with his behavior. My husband is facing all his demons now. His mother and I are closer than any in-law and have a real mom-daughter relationship. She has been away almost 3 weeks and came back yesterday. She called me and wanted to come stays with me. She came and stayed over with me the past 2 days. We cried a lot, and she shared her anger and sadness and disappointment in her son. My husband knows she came over, and I'm sure his head is spinning wondering what has been happening the past 2 days. His mother told me she confronted the other woman and told her that she is against this and she wants her son back with me, his wife. That she loves me dearly and that's not going to stop. That she will not accept her. I had no idea his mom would do that, but I am sure his mistress didn't see that coming. She told my husband that she will never allow that woman near her home or family. My husband adores his mother, and she is his world. So not sure what he must be thinking now with everyone upset with him and his mother upset. My mother-in-law is a religious woman, so not sure how things will work out. My comment: how you guys like these two long stories? And do you think exposing works? Let me know down in the comments. Sub and bell and check out the other old stories while you wait for the new one.